Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today in this lesson, we learn about the props in React. Before we dive deeply about the props, I have an example for you can see the structure we made before we use the prop to solve this problem. In example, we have the app component, a parent component, and inside parent component, we have a child component, a button. And you can see button a tab button and have the style with background color a red and width a 200 and contain a delete. In the right side you can see the UI. But I have the question, if I want to create the more button right here, example the set button with green background color green and the info button with background color is blue. So in this case, with the normal way, we will create a lot of component. Example, we create the button delete component to create the delete button right here. So we need to create the button set for set button. We create the button info for info button. So what you can see here, we have the three button, but a lot of component we created just for the button. But I have the question, if we can create just one component, like button component, and dependent on the input, so we will create a lot of different button from that input. So is it possible when we use props? But before we use prop to solve the problem, so we go through the prop in here. I will remove some here. So prop a subhands of property. So property you hear about the object. So prop is just a object. Inside object we have a lot of property. I have an example. We have the name property with the value a age. We have the property a age with value a 20. So prop a we pass from the parent component, a example app component to child component, a wooden component. But how we can pass all the property from the parent component to child component? So it's very easy. Inside the button tab in here, so we define some attribute. So it's like a property in object. So we have the first property in which we have the width of button a 200. So we use the curly braces to define JavaScript code in JS 200. And we have the background color equal. We have the red and we have the content a delete. So now we have the all the property inside objects. It called props. But now how we can use the props in child component? Inside the child component right here, you have the parameter with the name a prop. You can define any the name of it. But now I use the props too easy to use. So I can console so you can see the prop in here. When I say it, you can see in the below we have the props is an object with three property. The first property is width with value is 200. The second property is background color is red, and the third property is content with value is delete. So now we have the prop, but if we want to use the prop all three property in here, we define the variable in here is the symbol width equal props dot width. as we have defined the background color equal block dot background color, as we have the content equal block dot content. So now we have three variable, so we can remove all the whole value in here. I remove the red in here and I change its with variable in background color, and I change the value is 200 with variable. But now you can see the name of property a width and the variable also the width. So I can remove in here it have the same result. In delete, I change it by using the curly braces and define the content variable in here. When I say it, you can see we have the same result, and inside the parent component, I will change some value of property. And you can see the input right now, it have the width a 300 pixel. Change is a green. Rest. But now you can see we have the very long to define the variable. I will change it by use the definition of destructuring in JavaScript. So in here, I use destructuring cons and width and background color. And we also have the content and equal crop. I can remove all things, three command right here, and it have the same result. And inside 3, you can see 2. Now I can copy all this curly braces right here, and I paste replay props in here, and I can remove all string right now. It have the same result when I say it. You can see as inside I can change its string. It have the same result. So now before we beside we use the project like this. So in prop object we have the building property a children. So children is you. When inside here, I will remove the close tab in here, and we have the button close tab. In between open uh, tab a button and close tab a button right here. So we have a lot of content right here. So we have the content a string a delete. So delete in out a child. So inside prop in here, we have the building property, a child, children. So children in this case is a all the content between the opens and close tab button right here. And we have the string delete. So now we can remove the content here, and here we also remove the content property. And now in here we change the content, replace it with children. As when I say it, we have the same result. Inside here, I can change delete me, so you can send the change in the UI. So we also can set the default value with the variable in here by using the equal and set the default value for which is 200. When inside parents components, if we don't have the define the value for which property here, I will remove it. When I say it, if continue to use the default value is 200. When I change it 300, you see. And also when we define the which right here, but the value of it is undefined. So it's also use the default value is 200. So now we saw the first problem we met. We have the question. We just need one component, a wooden component, and dependence on the input all the property in here. So we can create a lot of different wooden. It's possible. So in this case, I will show it. The chain is and I copy the delete button and I will create the set in info button. So in here with the children content, I will change it to the set as with a 300 pixel and background color is green. And the info button, I have the width a 200 and background color is blue. When I say it, you can see we have the three button, but we only use the one component, a button component. So we solve the first problem we met in the beginning. Besides we using the all the value in here, you can see we also can use the value from the state variable. So for any guy who don't know about the state variable in React, so you can reference my video about the state in React. So in this case, in parent component, we will have the color is the name of state variable, and we use the set color function to update the value of color variable. We use the use state hook in React, and initial value of the state is red. So when I use the color variable, I don't use the hot value right here. I will change it by using the curly braces and replace it by state variable in color. And it's same like here, we have state color, and here when I say it, you can see the three buttons right here. They have the background color is red because it's using the value of color variable right here. So, but in child component, we cannot change the value of state variable a color by using like this background color equal green example. You can see on the UI each gen all the buttons with background color is green. But if we define like this, it's not changing the value of state variable in color because when we set the value in red for the state variable is color, so the color is reference to remember cell with the value in red, and in here when we assign background color equal uh, to color, so now background color and color variable a reference to the one remember cell with value inside in red. And in child component, when background color assigned with new value is green, so now background color will reference to a new remember cell with value inside is green. It's not related to now a color variable. So to change the color variable, it's very easy. So we can copy the set color in here as inside the button component. We have the new property, the set color as equal set color function. So inside child component, we have the set color variable in here, set color. And now we can use set color to change the value of state variable color. And here, when I click inside the button, so on click will activate and the callback function is call, and we call the set color, and we have the new value for the color variable in here is green. So when I say it, you can see all the button a have the background color a red, but when I click inside the delete button right here, all the button right here will change from red to green. I click, you can see it's changed from red to green because when I click delete button, so on click event here will activate as the callback function is call and sets color a call with the argument is green. So now React will see the difference between the two value of the color variable. So the old value a red and new value a green by using the set color function. So it will trigger re-render the components again. Oh, in here, the color is now not using the red value, so it will use the green value from the set color function. And the color now have the value is green and it's passed for the child component with property a background color. And now inside the child components, it will use the background color to show on the UI. You can see it's changed to green. So now in this lesson, we learned about the props in React. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, you can click the like button below. Also subscribe for my channel. Thank you everyone and see you in the next one.